Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Math Comp. So today I will be teaching you how to use the SolidWorks software and the basics related to the software. So once you open SolidWorks software, you'll get a screen like this. Click on the home icon and then here you need to select drawings if you have to do any kind of drawings which is related to actually engineering graphics. So click on drawings. Now you will get the page which you want, that is A size landscape, A size portrait, and then you'll get A0, A1 sheet, A2 sheet, A3 sheet, A4 sheet. You can select any of them. So I'm going to take up A4 landscape. If you don't want this thing, that is the content here to be shown in the paper, you have to uncheck this checkbox, that is display sheet format. You have to uncheck it and then you have to give OK. So you will get your page where you can do your drawings. So first we will start with lines. In lines, there are three types of lines. There is a normal line, a centered line, and a midpoint line. First we'll use this normal one. That is, when you in default you will have this line normal one. Once you click on that, you will get a pencil option. Then you can draw. That is, you will click on the point where you have to start the line, and then you can extend it till wherever you want. So if you get the yellow color thing, it shows that the line is straight. If you make it little cross, that yellow one will not be there. So you have to draw a straight line, you should draw it like this. And even it will specify the angle 180 degree. And before that, it will give the length of the line in millimeters. So now I have drawn a straight line. Now if I have to make it slant, I will draw this way. But that yellow line which indicates the line is straight will not be shown. Next, we will use the center line. This is how you will draw a centered line, where you will have the line divided into large number of sections. The line can be drawn slant way. Even for center line, if the line is straight, it will be indicated by the yellow color thing, where it shows that it is at 180 degree. And the length of the line will also be shown. So the center line, it is cut at each part. Like you divide the line into a certain number of equal parts. And then the final thing is midpoint line. Midpoint line, you will have to, in this midpoint line, you will not have to select at the starting point. You should have to select at the point where the midpoint of the line should come. See, for example, one second, see. Now you are drawing a normal line. Here is the midpoint of that line. Now, if you want to draw another, now we are drawing a line here. And here is the midpoint of that line. If you want to draw another line such that its length will be same along left as well as right side, then you have to select the midpoint line. And then you have to click at this point and then you can draw. That is, it will have equal length both on the both sides of this vertical line. The horizontal length will be equal on both the sides of this vertical line. So this is all about the types of lines in SolidWorks. Next, we will go to circles. In circles, there are two types of circle. One is the circle with the center. That is the default one. That is, you have to click the point where you want the center of the circle to be located and you will get the circle. The other type of the circle is the circle where you will have to select the point where one of its point of the circumference will lie. For example, I draw a circle here. Now I have selected one of the point of the circumference and I have drawn the circle. Next, you can draw a curve. Sorry, I forgot to save it. I'll do it again. So once you click on this circle, you'll have to do this. And then you can change the length of the circle. That is, once you draw the circle, now the circle gets saved. You have to click on the stick button. Again, I'll show. You'll have to first draw the circle and then you have to click. It will get saved. Or if you want to change the dimension, you have to click on it again and then you can change the dimension. Click. You can also draw another circle by clicking again on the same place. Once you finalize, you have to click on this check button. Next, we'll go for the type of curves. Actually, if you want to join more than 2-3 points, you can use this curve. Now, for example, I plot few points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to randomly join all these points using the curve. That is from this point to this point, from this point to this point. I should get a proper curve. From here to here, from here to here, and then from here to here. So this is how you be using this curved line. Next comes the rectangle. In rectangle also we have a few types. That is, one is rectangle with 90-degree, and then you will have to determine the point. You have to select the point from where you have to draw any one of the corner of the rectangle, and the other is the center rectangle. That is, you'll get the midpoint of the rectangle. We'll first do these two. First, corner rectangle. I selected the corner point and I get a rectangle. Next, center rectangle. We will get the center of the rectangle and then we can draw the rectangle. We have to select the point where the center of the rectangle should lie and then we can draw this. After that comes the 3-point corner rectangle. That is, you will have to first construct a line with 2 points and then you'll have to pull out the third one. Then comes the 3-point center rectangle. In this, the center of the line will be determined. See? Again, I'll do half of the diagonal. You will have to construct for 3-point corner rectangle. You will have to first determine the length of the any one side of the rectangle. For 3-point center rectangle, you have to determine the length of the diagonal, half of the length of the diagonal. And finally comes the parallelogram. Parallelogram, you will have to determine any one of the side and then you can construct parallelogram. Then arc. If you have to draw an arc, you'll have 3 types of arc. One is center point arc. Center point arc, now you have to select the point of the arc at the center. You will be constructing a circle of which the arc makes a part, and then you will have to draw the arc of how much ever length you want. So whenever you click on the arc, you will also get the point of its center, of the respective circle's center. The other arc is the tangent arc. The 3-point arc. Yeah. So in 3-point arc, you will directly draw the arc by considering any 3 points. And then this will be the length of the arc and then this will be the midpoint of the arc. Next comes the ellipse. Ellipse, you will first construct a circle and then you will have to draw the ellipse of either it will be greater than the diameter of the circle or less than the diameter of the circle. It depends. And then a straight slot. And then there are different types of straight slots. One is a straight slot along the 2 points and then a center point. See, this is a straight slot by selecting its center point. And then 3-point arc slot. You have to First determine its arc and then the slot, and then center point arc slot. First you have to determine the center point of the arc, and then the arc, and then its slot, respective slot. Next comes the polygon. For the polygon, first you'll have to determine the number of sides here in under the parameters. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's up to you. So first I have taken 3-sided polygon, that's a triangle. Next I'm going to take a 4-sided polygon. The minimum is 3 because we know polygon's minimum size is 3. 4-sided, I have changed that into 4-sided polygon. Next, we can draw a 5-sided polygon, that is a pentagon. Then we can draw as many sides as required. 16-sided polygon, it will look almost like a circle, but it will have 16 sides. And then the last thing is smart dimension. I will be explaining how to use the smart dimension. Now click on the smart dimension option. If you want to know the length of this line, select the line, drag upward, you will get the length. Now we have to change it to whichever value you want. Now I want a 50 mm line, so I get a 50 mm line. Next, also we can determine angle between two lines using smart dimension. Now smart dimension, I click the two, select the two lines. Now I get the angle. I can make the angle to whatever value I need, like 30 degree and so on. After that, for a rectangle, for a circle, you can determine the radius of the circle by first selecting the circle. You will actually have to determine the diameter. You will have to just multiply the radius 2 times of radius and you can write the diameter. Now I'll approximately get, I will put a 50 mm diameter. Okay. If it's 50 mm radius, will obviously be 25. Now I can determine the radius of all the circles. Then coming to, if I don't finish this box, like I'll have to either click on this tick button or wrong button, or if I have to modify, I can modify and then click on this. If I don't do this, I cannot use anything else. I get a beep sound. So I'll have to just close that. Next comes, rectangle using smart dimension. Now I make it 45 and I make this side 80. So I get a rectangle. Next, a curve, an arc. I can also determine the dimension of an arc by changing its radius. Now I want a radius of 60 mm arc. I can do that. For all the arcs, I can determine the radius and change its dimension. Next, for a straight slot. So I can also change the smart dimension for straight slot. I will change the radius of the inner slot to 50 and then outer slot to some 100. So I get a slot with this form. This is an arc slot. For straight slot also I can do the same. I can change the radius of the two semicircles to whatever value I want. Don't forget to close this before moving to the next page. For polygon, now I can determine the side of the polygon, length of the side by clicking on the smart dimension. I'll make it 10 mm. It will become more small. Yeah. So this is all about the basics of SolidWorks. I will also get into more basics in the next video. So if you like my video, please do click on the like button. If you find my content useful, don't forget to share it. And if you have any queries, please do comment. Thank you.